Someone on his team needs to get him off of Twitter. He's a true champion, but this is something he is lacking, and he has the space for improvement in this. Hello guys, today we're going to talk about Dustin Poirier and things he has actually been struggling with. So I usually talk about things that people are good at, right? Especially in sports. And I had several videos on Dustin Poirier. This video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about something I personally think and see Dustin Poirier has been struggling with, which is opinion, frame, and other people's narrative about him. I really loved what he said in one of his interviews on the cognitive level, right? So cognitive level is a level at which you are saying things like, for example, like, I need to drink water, I need to drink a lot of water, right? Or I need to go to sleep early, right? This is something that is like, I understand and I believe in it cognitively, right? However, there is another layer to what we're saying, what we're feeling, and stuff like that, which is an emotional layer, right? Which is obviously is more about emotions. In one of his interviews, he was talking about people's opinions, how people control his narrative, especially he talked about media. And this is something that obviously, as you get more and more successful, especially in the sport that has grown so much in the past years and that has become so popular, you are going to be really like overwhelmed with other people's opinions, right? Like, because there are just so many. Even what I'm doing right now is an opinion of some sort, but that's also the reason why he and other athletes in this very difficult sport, this is why they're able to earn that much money, is because so many eyes are on them when they're fighting, and people are willing to pay for tickets and for streaming, and it's just it's very two-sided, right? Like, on the one side is people controlling narrative, right? For example, like, oh, McGregor was unmotivated and stuff like that, right? Which really takes away your pride and your wins, and it's just, I understand how frustrating it could be. On the other hand, if no one said anything about you, then you wouldn't really earn money, right? Like that, because like no one cares about what you're doing. And it's so sad that so many very, very difficult sports like track and field, right? Like, not a lot of them earn as much money as, for example, MMA fighters do, or like tennis players earn a crazy amount of money, right, in comparison with track and field. So it's actually kind of good on one hand, right? But it really sucks from another side, from mental standpoint, right? One thing that I also want to point out is that if you think that this video is not about you, it's only about some successful people, it is clear it is really not, because on every single layer you are gonna meet this obstacle. If you are playing like regular, even if you are a teenager, for example, let's say, or you are just working in a company, on every level there is this problem of other people are trying to control your narrative, for example, or having an opinion about you, or an opinion about what you have done, what you have accomplished, and stuff like that. So for example, if you're a teenager, right, and you're playing little tournaments, obviously there are going to be gossips everywhere. Every parent, because usually parents of athletes are very into what their child is doing. It's kind of like, it kind of becomes their hobby a lot of times, especially those parents who really want their child to be professional and achieve all this incredible achievements and earn all this money early on in life. And so even on that level, you are going to see other people trying to control your frame and have an opinion about your wins and losses and everything you do, pretty much. So it really is about a lot of people, and even if you're not playing sports, it is also about you, because it's just, even if it's two people trying to control your narrative or having this very negative opinions about you, it can be really, 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 really detrimental. So one of the things I see that obviously he could do and he should do, in my opinion, but obviously this is just my opinion, and this is kind of like noise. And he is saying, as I've said in the beginning of the video, like cognitively he says like this is the noise. If I would have lost, they would have said that this was he is in the best shape in his career. But this is still cognitive level. Like emotionally, that's not exactly how he feels. He is really frustrated. You could really tell that from his interview and the way he said that he hates. Hate is a very strong word. Like, and he said like he hates everything about what he is doing except for actually fighting. And so these are really strong emotions, and it sucks when you're being that reactive, right? Simply because of people saying their opinion, right? But anyway, so one thing I would recommend if I was his psychologist, to get off of all the media like a month before. And I mentioned it so many times. I have this video about Iga Swiatek. She's a Polish tennis player, and she actually gets off the media the week she's playing the tournament. She's a tennis player. Oops, I'm sorry. Week she's playing the tournament. And probably even a little bit before that. I know that from several tennis players particularly, that they don't really use social media, especially Twitter. He said, I go on Twitter and everyone nowadays is this expert or analyst and stuff like that. So first of all, just protect your mind from all this information coming in. Don't even use Twitter. I think reframe. Definitely there are a lot of negative opinions and opinions that are trying to devalue your wins and losses, right? Definitely reframe them. Okay, like what is the positive, right? Like what's the positive that I can find here in this situation? Reframe it. For example, in this situation, it could be like, I'm earning money, I'm famous, which is not something that is obviously everyone wants and what a lot of people strive for, but at the same time, this fame allows him to earn money. So reframe it that way. It's great when people have opinion. It's great when people are talking about me, because if they didn't, I wouldn't earn anything. It would have meant that I'm not successful, and this is actually a good thing. So first of all, reframing. Secondly, like really trying to protect your mind from too much information, from too many opinions of other people. Like, hugely important. And also, I personally think, like, this is obviously not for Dustin Poirier, but like, the best defense is preparation, right? So when you are, for example, like, let's talk about me. When I started a YouTube channel, I have several YouTube channels on different languages. Like, before you start, you have to and you don't always know, right? That especially in sports, that you're going to be famous. Like, for example, I've started a YouTube channel, and I know that there are going to be so many different opinions, people that like what I say, people who don't like what I say. So when you know in advance, and it comes, because my other channel is relatively successful. It's actually pretty successful, my Russian channel, a YouTube channel. And I was so prepared for it. I was so prepared for people's opinion. People try to drag me down. People tell me to stop doing videos. There are people like that as well, yeah, who literally just go in and they're like, oh, you should not do any content. Just stop this YouTube channel. You're not, or whatever they're saying, right? When you know that this is going to happen, and I, for example, was very well prepared for this to happen. I knew that this is coming, and I knew that, this is something that I'm ultimately going to have to deal with if I want to be the psychologist who makes an impact, right? There are some things that I'm going to have to give up, like privacy, right? Allowing people to have an opinion about me, because I'm basically telling the world by posting videos that here I am, this is my opinion, this is what I do, and obviously you are welcome to have an opinion about it, right? If I didn't want other people's opinion, if I didn't want criticism and stuff like that, I would have had to not do anything. And that's the best way to avoid criticism. Just do nothing and no one will criticize you. But yeah, this is just not my values. This is not how what I value my life for. And ultimately also values can be really helpful in whatever you're doing in your fight against, you know, other people's narrative and trying to put a certain frame on you or an event that has happened in your life. So those are the things that I think are hugely important, and it's very important to deal with this. It's very important to find a way, really, to find a way out of this situation, and to be able to not care about what other people are saying about you. So thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to subscribe, click like button, click all other buttons, and except for unsubscribe, do not unsubscribe from my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one, because the next one is going to be even better than this one.